Okay, I got a 1993 Featherlight horse trailer. It's a aluminum construction 6-horse slant. And I bought this used about 6 months ago. And it's time to do the floors. We get down here real close, you can see not only cavitation, but those are holes. A little bit of daylight. So I want to go ahead and document this whole process. There's not a ton of stuff on the internet, so I'll document it. So here's what I've done so far. I pulled the mats and just pressure washed the floor. So that's the only thing not shown. What I'm doing next, as you can probably tell, is I'm going to acid wash the floor, and then I will get ready to do step 2 and step 3. And basically, spoiler alert, we're going to go ahead and weld in a whole new floor on top of this aluminum. And I'm going to seal up these holes. What I don't want is moisture to get up through these holes and create further corrosion. I bought this trailer in Arizona. I'm now living in Idaho, where there could be some corrosive road material that could get up in between the two laminations. So what I'm going to do is use body filler, aluminum grade Bondo essentially, although it's not a Bondo brand, that's just a brand name. But I'm going to fill in all the cavitations and all the holes, let that cure, and then put 3/16 aluminum on top of this and burn it in around all the edges. Okay, stay tuned. This is part 1. Okay, this is a part 2, so to speak. I did the acid wash of the floor. There's still some discoloration, so I'm going to go ahead and hit it again with some acetone and see what that does in a test spot. But anyway, a lot better. The floor looks a lot better. And you can probably see the cavitation better now that it's cleaner. This is how corroded it is. And as I get closer, you can see these pinholes and all that cavitation. There's daylight, sort of daylight. Those are holes that were purposely cut for the purposes of drainage. Look at here. You can see all that corrosion. You can see all that cavitation. I know this camera's probably not doing a great job, but you can feel all that cavitation and the texture. And of course some pitting and actual pinholes. So we're gonna get all this fixed. Okay, I guess step 3, if you will. I used a gallon of body filler. There's a hardener in the spatulas, but anyway, let's see if I can zoom in on this. I don't want to walk on it, it's still curing. But I was able to fill in probably 90% of the worst cavitation. I didn't want to go too crazy because I don't want it to affect my welds when I burn the new floor in. Plus, I'm out of material. But I was able to get all of the holes, except for the ones that I'm going to cut for drain. I might do worm flooring. We'll see. I'm gonna actually probably, this really isn't the trailer that I need. I don't need a 6-horse slant. I could get by with a 4, so I might sell this trailer, but I can't sell it in good faith with a bad floor, so here we are. So anyway, I'm gonna let this cure, touch up any spots that I may have missed once it cures, or if it cracks or anything like that. I laid it on pretty thick in some of the holes. And then we've got 3/16 aluminum sheets. We're gonna completely go from end to end and burn in a new floor. So we'll let this cure, and I'll see you in a couple days. Okay, the next step is I pulled out my floor mats, cleaned them front and back, and I laid them on top of my 3/16 aluminum sheet metal. and then took a Sharpie and traced them out, and then I'm going to cut them. So not pictured is a number 1, which is sitting, it's just a small triangle piece sitting over here. There's number 1, but it's in my garage here. I got them laid out so it's flat. Anyway, that piece combined with what's left up here should be enough material to make my number 1, if that makes sense. I'm going to take a straight edge and continue this line, so there really won't be much left. There's just going to be a little piece right in here, which, like I say, that, and I'm going to rip this one. This piece is going to get ripped and put into here. The wall comes all the way down to here, and there should be enough to fill in that little corner up there in the nose. All right, so that's what I did here. And then on these pockets, I did trace them, but when I cut it out, I'm going to cut the holes for these a lot larger. I mean, obviously you can't drop the sheet metal over top of a hole where it surrounds it. I'll just do like a U-shaped hole. That way it can slide right in. Those are, that's like a fender well right there. So I think you get the idea. And when I cut it, I'm gonna go ahead and probably give it like an extra 1/4 inch of room for weld bead. All right, that's that step. Okay, here's the step where the metal, the brand new flooring, has been dry fitted in. So I can open some panels so you can see, all shiny and pretty. So it's just dry fitted, it's not welded in yet, but I wanted to show it now, if I forget. It took me 3 panels of 3/16. These are 5x10, so 2 5x10s that went the length, and then 1 4x10, which got ripped in half, and you can see it down the side. And then the excess piece, I was able to trim out that nose triangle. So there we go. It'll get burned in, and I'll decide whether or not I drill holes, which will decide whether or not I do the worm flooring. If I do worm flooring, I won't drill holes. Talk to you later.